Hi, my name is Bo Johnson,
This is Reese Custer.
and we're going to be talking about some different ways of submitting assignments in a class. I'm personally going to be talking about submitting a video presentation in a class and doing a video sort of summary on what you were going to submit. So just a general statement to start, video presentations kind of became a big thing from COVID, and I think it's really one of the better things that came out of COVID for a few main reasons. One of the things was kind of physical value that comes from it, and the other was emotional recognition in film. One of the big things aside from those is that as a teacher, when you're doing a grading, a lot of visual cues can kind of determine your grade in the assignment, but it also for an audience determines trust. And so, you know, the person speaking, if they don't have confidence in what they're saying, you're gonna why would you listen to them if they don't have confidence in what they're saying, or especially in a assignment situation, you're not gonna trust them. If they look nervous, you're less inclined to listen, and if they're hiding their hands from viewers, these are just presentation things that you're less inclined to listen. But getting into the physical value, seeing somebody talking, as opposed to reading what they wrote or just simply spoke in podcast form, I think it's just, you get more feedback. You get body language, hand usage, and you get nervous tics. You can pick up on all that, and all those things sort of determine the grade, but also determine how much you believe what that person's going to be saying. Lastly, you get emotional recognition from a video as opposed to the other two things like speaking and writing. You get tone of voice, which leads into confidence and things like that. You get facial expression, which determines, confidence again. All of these kind of associate with confidence, but you get how much they actually believe what they're saying versus what they don't believe. And then confidence, overall, everything here just kind of leads back to confidence in what they're saying, which you might not get from a podcast, but especially from writing. So that's it for me.
Yeah, and then for me, in the communicating peers and film, I chose to talk about the podcast version. As Bo points out, there are some points, when you're doing a podcast, you do have to have confidence in your voice. You are also talking for a long amount of time, so it's important to stay on topic, to have some ideas planned out prior. You don't want to kind of just, when I did this, I would have a cheat sheet in front of me of notes things I wanted to discuss. That really helped because it made me plan things out. It helped me communicate what is important and to relay that information in my own perspective to others, which is important in communications. Overall, for the podcast, just working on that flow of voice, having a strong, informative tone, but not too much. You want to have a tone of voice that's appealing to an audience. You don't want to be monotone or just not talking loud enough. I use my earphones as a microphone to enhance the audio, so I wasn't just talking out loud. So that was helpful as well. But it really just helped recap what we were learning and putting it into my own words. And doing that is so important because that really makes you understand it. Well, sometimes when you type things out, or if you do an essay and you're sometimes just, if you're copying and pasting for a word cited or using sources, sometimes you're not really dissecting that information as well. You're kind of just throwing it in there. But when you're doing a podcast, everything's coming from you. So it's really authentic, and it's a way to really recap your thoughts, and you have to put a lot of thought and time into it. You can't just go out there and talk nonsense for 10 minutes or so. So overall, that was really beneficial, is doing those podcasts to really get a grasp of what you're learning about, to build confidence when speaking, to build a longer amount of time, to not just talk for a minute or two. But yeah, overall, that podcast experience really helped me build confidence in speaking and to really find that tone of voice that is essential for communications.